He asks his child to listen. Before they were born, before anyone knew their name, before their first breath filled the world with sound, he already loved them. He did not wait for them to arrive fully formed. He did not wait for them to become perfect. He did not wait for them to earn anything or prove themselves worthy of his attention. He loved them the day he made them, even before the world knew they were coming. And he has never once stopped, not for a single second, not for a heartbeat, not even in the moments when they turned away. Even when they doubted him, even when the hard days came and they asked where he was, even then, his love for them did not move, not 1 inch, not 1 millimeter. His love for them is not a fragile thing that bends in the wind. It is solid, permanent, and absolutely sure. Life brings pain sometimes. Things happen that hurt so much they start to wonder if anyone up above is really watching. The silence can feel so heavy that they start to think maybe no one is there at all. They may think he forgot them. They may think they did something so bad that he walked away, that he turned his back and decided they were not worth the trouble anymore. But none of that is true for his child, not even the smallest part. Even when they get angry with him, even when they stop believing for a while, even when they shake their fist at the sky and demand answers, he has not given up. His love does not change. Real love does not run away when things get hard. Real love does not disappear when the situation gets complicated. His stays always, without exception, without condition, without end. He wants them to understand something important. There's a difference between love built on feelings and love built on commitment. Feelings simply come and go. Feelings are shaped by circumstances. Feelings change when the weather changes, when the news changes, when people disappoint them. But commitment, real deep decided commitment, is something altogether different. His love for them is not a feeling that rises and falls depending on how well they are doing. It is a decision he made before the world began, and he has never revised it, never reconsidered. He never once thought about taking it back. They are his, and that is settled forever. Now, he wants to speak about something close to his heart, something he has been watching and wanting to address for a long time. He has watched them give their love to people who did not treat it right. His child gave and gave while others took and took, then left without even looking back. They never understood how special they were. They never paused long enough to truly see what was standing right, and even with the truth before them, they kept trying. They kept hoping others would finally see their worth. They kept showing up with their whole heart, hoping this time would be different, hoping that if they just gave a little more, loved a little harder, and tried a little longer, others would finally recognize their value. But it is time to stop that. He says to stop giving their heart to people who throw it away, to stop offering their most precious self to those who treat it carelessly. This does not mean they should become cold or shut everyone out. It does not mean they should build a wall so high that no one can ever reach them. It means they deserve people who are good for their soul, people who receive what they give with care, people who lift them up instead of pulling them down. They deserve love that feels warm and right and true, not love that leaves them feeling empty, confused, and less than when they started. They deserve relationships that add to them, not ones that constantly drain them until there is nothing left. There is a space inside them that only he can fill. It is deep, quiet, and sacred. It was made specifically for him, shaped in a way that nothing else quite fits. When they try to fill it with things that are not from him, like attention, that is not real love, that is not true. Approval that vanishes the moment they slip up, validation that comes with conditions and expiration dates. They will always feel that empty ache return. No matter how much they pour in from the outside, the inside will still feel hollow. It does not matter how nice something looks at first. It does not matter how exciting a new relationship feels, how promising a new opportunity seems, how good things appear on the surface. If it did not come from him, it cannot fill that space. Only he can do that. He knows that hollow feeling. He knows it intimately. That hunger even when they seem to have everything. That loneliness, even in a room full of people who are laughing and talking and seem completely fine. That sadness late at night when the whole world is asleep and they are lying there wondering why they still feel this way when their life looks acceptable from the outside. That quiet ache that they cannot quite name but cannot quite shake either. He feels it with them. He sits with them in those moments. He has never left them alone in any of those quiet, dark moments. even when they could not feel him there. His presence does not depend on their ability to perceive it. He urges them to return. That is all he is asking. Not a perfect version of them, just as they are right now. He wants to heal the parts that still hurt. He wants to touch the wounds other people left behind. He wants to sit with their tender places, and he brings something gentle and true to your life. No person on earth can love you the way he loves you. No relationship, no matter how beautiful, can give you the peace he can give you. No achievement, no recognition, no amount of success can satisfy what he has placed inside you. So why keep looking everywhere else? He is right here, and he has everything your heart has been searching for. Everything, not just some of it, all of it. Dear child, every video on this channel is created with love, faith, and dedication to sharing God's Word. If these messages inspire and encourage you, you can support this mission through PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Dear child, hear this clearly. His love has no conditions attached. He does not say he will love you only when you are good enough, only when you have fixed everything that is broken about you, only when you have finally gotten it all together. He says he loves you right now, exactly as your mistakes and all. Every mistake, every wrong turn, every moment you wish you could take back, every failure you have buried so deep you hope no one ever finds it. He already knows all of it, and he loves you anyway. And when you come back to him, he will not stand at the door and list everything you did wrong. He will not make you sit through a review of your failures before he lets you in. He will run to meet you. He will wrap you in his arms and fill your heart back up completely and without reservation. Before going on, let me say something simple. Every video like this one takes time, care, and heart to make. If these words are helping you, you can support this channel through the links in the description. Thank you for walking this journey with us. You do not have to wait, dear child. You do not have to wait until your life looks perfect, or you feel strong enough, or you have resolved all the things that feel unresolved. You do not have to wait until you have better words or more faith or a cleaner history. Go to him just as you are right now in this exact moment. With everything you are carrying and everything you are not, he is ready. He is already reaching out his hand. All you have to do is take it. That is the whole transaction. That is the entire requirement. Just take his hand. He sees everything you carry, every single thing. He sees the pain you hide from others because you do not want them to worry. Because you have learned that showing your full self sometimes makes people uncomfortable. Because you have been hurt before when you were vulnerable, and you decided it was safer to keep certain things to yourself. He sees the same problems, repeating the same heartbreaks coming back around in slightly different forms, and his heart breaks for them every time. He never designed their lives to feel this heavy. He never intended for them to walk through life under this kind of weight. He created them for freedom, for joy, for a life that means something deep and real, not just a life that looks fine on the outside. He wants to lift them out of this right now. Not tomorrow, not someday when things get better, but today, right now. Even before they say a single word out loud, he is already working things out behind the scenes for them. He is already arranging, adjusting, opening, closing, and redirecting. They cannot always see what he is doing, but things are always in motion on their behalf, so they must not give up. They cannot let today's burden fool them into thinking tomorrow will look exactly the same. It won't. He moves. They must remember who they are. They are brave even on the days when they don't feel brave at all. They are stronger than they think, more resilient than they give themselves credit for. On days when just getting up feels like climbing a mountain, when putting one foot in front of the other feels like an enormous achievement. They still get up, they still show up, they still try. That matters to him more than they know. They are not weak. They are not failures. They are not defined by the hardest seasons of their lives. They are people who have faced real pain and kept going anyway. That is not nothing. That is everything. They must not let go of him. He is not some distant, faraway God who is too busy running the universe to notice the small things in their lives. He is close, closer than they imagine. He knows their name. He knows their whole story, every chapter, every scar, every hidden dream they have, never told anyone, every hope they quietly carry. And he wants to be part of all of it. The big prayers and the tiny whispered ones, too. The prayers they speak with great faith, and the ones they stumble through half asleep. The ones they bring to him with confidence, and the ones they barely believe are worth saying. He hears every single one. Every single one reaches him. Some people will laugh at their faith. Some may even be people close to them, people whose opinion matters deeply to them, people they love and respect and hoped would understand. It hurts when the people they love look down on what matters most to them. It stings in a particular way when the mockery comes from inside their own circle. But they must understand why this happens. Others see something in them they don't have yet. A peace that doesn't match their circumstances. A steadiness that doesn't make logical sense, given what they are dealing with. A hope that keeps showing up even when there's no obvious reason for hope. That unsettles them. Not because they hate the believer, but because they have not met God the same way. They are reacting to something they do not yet understand. Believers do not need to argue or prove anything. They do not need to defend their faith in every conversation or convince everyone around them that they are right. They just keep walking with Him. They live the life faith produces, letting what God does in their life be the ultimate proof. In time, what He does in their life will speak louder than any words they could ever offer. People who once mocked will one day come asking them for prayer because they will see the change and want that same peace for themselves. Their life will be the evidence. So they must guard their peace. They must be careful who they let speak into their lives and dreams. Not everyone deserves that access. Not everyone has earned the right to weigh in on what they are building and where they are going. Some will tell them to be realistic, to lower expectations, to stop hoping for the impossible, telling them to let go of big dreams. They will remind them of their past, as if it decides their future, as if where they came from has the final say over where they are going. It does not. Their past does not hold the pen that writes the next chapter. God decides their future, and what He says about them is good promising, a future that is full and rich, worth moving toward. They must make a decision today to protect the fire burning inside them. Some days that fire feels like a flicker barely there, almost invisible, threatened by every passing wind of doubt and struggle. And they must guard it anyway. They cannot let hopelessness move in and make itself comfortable in their hearts, nor entertain thoughts that tell them nothing will ever change, that they are too far gone, or that it is too late and the best is already past. Instead, they fill their minds with what God says, not what circumstances claim, nor what unkind people say, nor what their own worst moments say about them. God speaks, and what He says is life. They use hope as a shield. His word is alive, not just old pages sitting on a shelf collecting dust, but a living voice that speaks directly and specifically into their lives today, right where they are. When darkness presses in from every side, they speak His promises aloud, hearing their own voice declare faith over their lives. There is real power in that act of speaking what's true when everything around them is telling a different story. When they open their mouths and say what He has said, something shifts. The atmosphere changes. Light enters. They are in a battle. Yes, life is genuinely difficult, and there are real forces that would like to see them stay stuck, stay small, stay discouraged and defeated. But He has already told them how this ends. They win. Not because they are flawless, or because they never stumble, or because they have everything figured out. They win because He stands with them, and nothing can undo what He has already declared over their life. So they can stand tall, fighting like someone who already knows the outcome. Not someone afraid of losing, not someone just hoping to survive, but someone who knows beyond doubt that the battle has already been decided in their favor. And if they fall, He will lift them back up. That is His promise, and He will not break it. Falling is not the end of their story. Getting back up is. Every time they reach for Him at their lowest, something grows in them that could never grow any other way. The strength that comes from being lifted out of the pit is different from the strength that comes from never falling in. It is deeper, more certain, more compassionate toward others who are struggling. They should not be so afraid of hard seasons. They are building something inside them that will last. If something inside them is stirring right now, some little hope waking up, after a long sleep, some small warmth returning to a place that has been cold. For a while, they should not scroll past this moment. They did not arrive here by accident. He led them here because He has something to say to them. And He wants them to hear all of it. If they believe He is their Heavenly Father, They can tap, like on this video, right now, and write amen in the comments. That small act is them saying yes to him. And if they want more words like this to reach them whenever they need them, they can subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so they never miss a message meant just for them. Now, let him reveal what he is going to do in their life. These are not just nice words designed to make them feel better for a few minutes before the feeling fades. These are real promises from a God who has never once broken his word in all of history. Not once. In every generation, in every language, in every culture, across every century, his word has held. It has never failed, and it will not fail them now. He will bless their home not just with the things they need, but with a peace that people feel the moment they walk through their door. A peace that is not manufactured or performed, but simply present. Their home will become a place of healing, a place where the weight of the world feels lighter, where people arrive exhausted and leave somehow restored, where laughter is real and tears are safe and the atmosphere itself carries something good. He will heal their body. Whatever sickness or weakness or chronic pain has been wearing them down, whatever diagnosis has frightened them, whatever physical limitation has made them feel less than they can bring it to him. And he is still the same healer. He is always. That divine power has not faded with time. It has not diminished through the passing of centuries. It remains just as strong today as it ever was, just as present, just as available, just as willing. They do not have to beg him for healing. He wants them. Healing is an expression of his love for them. He will calm their minds. The anxiety that keeps them up at night, spinning through worst-case scenarios and imagining disasters that have not happened and may never happen. The worry that circles in their heads like a carousel that will not stop. The fear of things are not yet real things that they are borrowing from a future that is in his hands. None of that anxiety was given to them by him. He has given them strength, love, and a clear, settled mind instead. He wants them to live in that truth. He wants them to experience a peace that does not need to make perfect, logical sense. That does not depend on circumstances resolving the way they hope, but that holds steady regardless. That kind of peace is available to them right now. He will bring their families back together. The broken relationships, the distance that grew slowly over time, without anyone quite intending it, the misunderstandings that became walls instead of conversations, the harsh words that were said, and never taking back the silence that stretched into years. He is working on all of it in his own perfect timing, in ways that will surprise them. He is moving in the lives of the people they love most. They should trust him with them. They must keep praying. Their love for them and their prayers on their behalf are not wasted, not even when nothing visible seems to be happening, especially then. Dear believer, this ministry is committed to spreading hope, faith, and the message of Jesus Christ to people around the world. Those who wish to help support this work can visit the PayPal links below. Such kindness means more than words can express. His children will see signs of his love that cannot be explained by logic alone. Doors opening that seem shut forever, bolted from the inside, with no key in sight. Help arriving from places they never expected, from people they barely knew in forms they never would have thought to ask for. Problems disappearing before they even had a chance to fully develop. Timing that is too precise to be coincidence. Conversations that happen at exactly the right moment. He loves surprising his children like that. He loves seeing the look on their faces when they realize he was working in something they thought was just ordinary. They should prepare more moments like this are coming. They must keep their eyes open. He loves them. He wants to say this again so it truly sinks in. So his message reaches past the noise and doubt settling somewhere permanent. He loves you. Not just as a nice idea in your head that you have heard repeatedly and only half believe, but deep inside your heart. Even in the hidden parts that still wonder if you are truly worthy of love, having heard far too many conflicting messages and feel completely unsure of what is real. But you are worth loving fully and without reservation, not because of your accomplishments or who you became, but simply because he created you. And everything he makes matters deeply to him. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You are not a footnote. You are central to his heart. A quick note here. This ministry exists to spread hope and faith to people everywhere, reaching the person sitting all alone, at 2 a.m. wondering if anyone sees them. If you want to help this ministry continue, you can do so through the support links below. Your kindness truly means more than words can say. Seek Him first thing every morning, before checking your phone, before the news, before daily demands begin to press in, before the world gets its first word. And let His voice be the first thing you hear. Let His love be the first thing that reaches you. Let the truth of who you are in His eyes be the thing setting the tone before anything else has a chance to. You will notice the difference. The days that begin with Him are different from days that begin with everything else. Not necessarily easier, but truly different. More grounded, more settled, more sure. Let your faith burn away every fear that has held you back. Fear lies constantly. It tells you that you are not ready, not strong enough, not qualified or good enough to receive what He has promised. It points to your past, saying that is your future. It points to your failures, claiming that is your identity. But fear holds no actual power over your life unless you give it power. You have received something far stronger than fear. You have been given faith. And even the smallest bit of genuine faith, the size of a seed, is larger than the biggest fear you have faced. Giants occupy your mind, thoughts, worries, and anxieties that have taken up so much space, and they seem unmovable, as fixed and solid as mountains. Yet those giants are not as real or powerful as they seem. Thoughts can be replaced. Minds can be renewed. What was learned can be unlearned. What has been spoken into you by others can be proven wrong by His truth. He can change the way you think from the inside out. And when your thinking changes, everything around you starts changing too. Because what they believe shapes what they expect. And expectations drive what they pursue, which ultimately determines the life they actually live. They must stop letting doubt paralyze them. It costs them too much. It is keeping them from the blessings waiting for them. Gifts that are already prepared, already set aside, and already labeled with their name. They must remember what His Son did. He did not just forgive their mistakes. He broke every chain trying to hold them back. Every curse and every toxic pattern passed down through generations, and every stronghold in their family that assumed it had permanent residence for decades. All are defeated, meaning they do not have to carry that weight anymore since it is already being paid for. They are free. They should walk as free people speak, like those who are free because they are. They carry a unique calling, a purpose, an anointing placed deep inside them before they drew their first breath. They were not created for a small, empty life spent merely getting through each day until their time runs out. They were made for something that matters, something that will outlast them and leave a mark on those who come after them, creating ripples that move forward through time in ways they will only see much later. This significance they were designed for is not something they have to invent or manufacture. It already exists. They just have to step into it. They carry favor too. That means His hand is actively moving in their lives in ways they cannot always track. Good things happen that they did not force or earn. Doors swing open that they did not knock on. Connections form that they did not engineer. Opportunities appear that seem to come from nowhere. That is favor. It is not something they can manufacture through effort or cleverness. It is something He gives because He loves them and because He has a specific plan for their lives that He is actively working to bring about. They must see themselves differently starting today. Not tomorrow, not after things improve, or after they have worked enough on themselves to feel like they deserve a better self-image. Right now, they are not weak. They are not unimportant. They are not stuck living the same struggle forever, repeating the same cycles in an endless loop with no exit. That is not the story He is writing for them. His story for them includes healing, wholeness, relationships that are good. For them, provision that is more than enough, and a peace of mind that is real and lasting. They must stop letting others' opinions define who they are. They must stop letting that voice in their head, cataloging every failure, be the He asks you to replace that loudest voice with His. And His voice says, you are loved beyond measure. He says you are valuable not for what you produce, but for who you are. You are enough right now. And He knows you are capable of more than you currently believe. He sees you in every single moment of each day, known and loved completely by Him, completely at the same time. You are His, and that changes everything. He is calling you out of whatever prison you have been trapped in. Maybe not literal walls and bars, but shame that follows you, or fear that has made itself at home in your chest, old mistakes you cannot seem to release, no matter how hard you try, and harsh words spoken years ago that still echo in quiet moments, or unfair expectations placed on you from the very start that crush something real inside when you could not meet them, whether it is guilt, regret, unworthiness, or a sense of being fundamentally broken in some unfixable way. He holds the key, and he is holding it out to you right now. He invites you to step into the space he has prepared, a place that is full of grace and fresh starts, a space where your past never gets the final word on your future, a space where what was broken can be mended, and the loss can be restored, where what felt permanently ruined is made beautiful again. That space is real. It is available, and he is waiting for you. His presence is your victory. You do not need a flawless plan with every detail worked out, nor do you need every resource already lined up and every question answered before you take that first step. You need him, and when you have him, you have what you need. His closeness is not a bonus to the plan. It is the plan. His presence with you is not a nice addition to your strategy. It is the whole strategy. When you have him, everything becomes workable. Start each morning with him before the demands of the day begin, before the world asks you to pour yourself out in 100 directions. Go to him first and let him fill you up. If you keep giving from an empty cup, you will burn out. You will run dry, leaving you with nothing left to offer the people who need you. But if you seek him first, you will go out into your day full ready and genuinely strong, not with a strength manufactured from sheer willpower, caffeine, or determination, but with a strength that comes from a source that never runs out. He will whisper courage and love into your heart every single morning if you let him. Real words for your real situation. Not generic encouragement designed for anyone, but specific, personal, targeted words for exactly what you're facing today. He knows what conversation you're dreading. He knows what fear kept you up and what worry is already assembling itself at the very edge of your mind. Come and listen, because he has something to say about it all. He wishes you and your entire family well. Let that truth sink deep past the places you defend and guard so closely down into the quiet places underneath. The more time you spend with him, the more you will notice him showing up in the ordinary moments of your day. The more you see this, the more your trust will deepen. Trust brings experience, and experience deepens trust, and both build on each other in a beautiful, endless cycle. Let it begin today, not after things finally get better. Today is a brand new day. Whatever yesterday looked like, or however it ended, whatever yesterday said about your life and circumstances, it is over. This morning brings brand new mercy and endless possibilities, new things in motion. There is more than enough in his kingdom, and some of those blessings already have your name on them. He does not withhold good things from those who love and trust him. What he has for you is far more than you can currently imagine, more than what your current circumstances suggest is even possible, more than your past would ever predict. He is your shepherd, meaning you will never truly lack what you need, not because life will always be easy, and not because you won't face difficult, dark seasons, but because he knows exactly what you need, and exactly when you need it. His provision is never late. It's perfectly timed, even when from where you stand, it feels like it's taking forever. He sees further down the road than you ever can, and he is guiding you somewhere good, somewhere truly worth the journey. He is your healer, not just of the body, though that too, but of everything broken deep inside you, the wounds that never fully closed, those exhausting mental battles that have gone on so long they feel normal, the dry spiritual seasons where prayer feels like speaking into empty air, the heavy grief that's settled in and never fully left, the sadness that has no obvious source but is simply there, like weather. Healing is something he loves doing for his beloved children. It is not something he does reluctantly or only after enough begging, or only when you have proven yourself worthy enough. He loves to heal. It is an expression of his character. He speaks life and health over your mind, body, and soul right now. When you agree with those words and speak them over yourself, when, instead of repeating what your difficult circumstances say, you speak what he says, those words carry real power. They push back against the darkness. They call life into places that felt dead and beyond recovery. They shift the atmosphere. The words you speak over yourself matter far more than most people realize. As his child, this ministry exists to bring encouragement, prayer, and God's truth to every heart. That anyone wishing to support this work can use PayPal with links in the description. May God bless them. abundantly for their love and support. His unseen angels are watching over them, guarding the edges of their lives in ways they will never fully understand in this lifetime. They are far less unprotected than they sometimes feel. In the moments when they feel most exposed and vulnerable, there is a covering over them that goes beyond the visible. They are not as alone as the darkness suggests. Every promise he has ever made will come true. Not some of them, not most of them, all of them. Because he never lies. His very nature does not permit it. There has never been a single moment in all of human history when his word failed, and there won't be one now. They must trust him with small steps even when they cannot see the entire road. Especially then. A quick reminder, this ministry exists to bring hope and truth to hearts everywhere. To the person who has almost given up, to the one who is barely holding on, to those who simply need to hear that they are not forgotten. If they would like to help keep this work growing and reaching more people, the support links are below. May they be blessed for their kindness. Do they remember the nights they felt completely worthless? The moments when their mistakes felt too enormous to fix, when the weight of everything they had done wrong pressed down so heavily they could barely breathe. The times people hurt them deliberately, aiming words like weapons meant to break something inside them. He remembers every single one. He was there. In every one of those moments, he was there. He did not leave. He did not look away. He held them together even when they felt like they were falling apart, even when they could not feel his arms around them. Some people tried to take away their confidence on purpose. They worked at it, choosing words that would do the most damage, targeting the places they knew were tender, returning again and again to the same wounds to keep them fresh. Some aimed their cruelty right at their hearts and watched to see what would happen. And there were moments, honest moments, when they believed them, when they thought, maybe they are right about me. Maybe this is all I am. But look at them now. They are still here. They made it through things that were genuinely meant to destroy them. They survived what they thought they could not survive. That is not luck. That is not coincidence. That is his grace working in their lives, holding them together when they had no strength left of their own. God will keep showing up in your hardest moments, time and time again, because you belong to him, and he never abandons his own. So let us declare this out loud right now, not just silently in your heart where only you can hear it, but boldly with your own voice. No matter what comes, no matter who stays or leaves, no matter what those circumstances look like tomorrow, you will trust him. You will hold on. Let your faith be spoken, not silent. A real shift happens when you speak your faith aloud, when you use your own voice to reject defeat, declaring with your mouth what you choose to believe in your heart. You do not have to earn what he gives you. His gifts are not rewards for perfect behavior, withheld until you have proven yourself worthy. They are expressions of love from a father who adores his child freely, given, never grudgingly offered. So open your hands and receive them. Accept them without spending your energy trying to calculate if you deserve them. You are qualified because he says so, because he decided before you ever did anything that you would belong to him and that his blessings would be yours. End of discussion. When you receive what he places in your hands with faith and gratitude, it grows. A little becomes a lot when it passes through someone who trusts him and uses it wisely and generously. You will have more than enough for yourself with extra to share, not because you scraped and hoarded, but because overflow is inevitable when he is your source. That is how it works, not sacrifice out of scarcity, but generosity out of abundance. And that abundance is what he's building in your life. Let go of fear. Do not return to those old mindsets that kept you small, safe, and stuck. Do not run from what he is calling you towards simply because it feels bigger than you, just because it stretches you beyond your current comfort, just because you cannot imagine how it will work out. He has already equipped us for what is in front of us. Even if we cannot feel that equipping yet, what he has placed inside you is more than enough for what is ahead. We already have what we need. You just have to step forward. If you believe he is your heavenly Father, like this video and leave a heartfelt amen below. Let him know these words have reached you. And if you want to keep receiving messages like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so nothing meant for you slips by unnoticed. When he takes something away from your life, he always replaces it with something better. Not equal, but better. He never downgrades his children. When a relationship ends, he has something better prepared. When a door closes, it is because the one he is opening leads where the closed door never could have taken you. Trust his removals just as much as you. Trust his additions. Both come from the same love. Both are working toward the same good end. You are in a highly critical moment right now. The choices you make in this season, even the seemingly insignificant ones, the daily decisions about what to give your attention to and what to believe will shape the next chapter of your story in ways you cannot yet fully see. So, choose carefully. Choose faith. Choose him. Choose hope even when hope requires courage. Choose to believe even when believing feels hard. It matters more than you know. You've already changed so much, though. You may not be able to see it from the inside. You are not who you were a year ago. Not who you were 5 years ago. Not who you were in the hardest season you have ever lived through. He has been shaping you the whole time. In the hard moments and the quiet ones, both. And that growth is real even when you cannot feel it. Instead of measuring today's you against the person you hope to someday become, look at how far you have already come. You did not cover that distance alone. He was with you every step of the way. Stop trying to make everyone happy. It was never your job. Not everyone will celebrate your good days. Not everyone will show up when things are hard. Some people have already decided who you are based on your past, and they have no interest in updating that picture. They prefer the version of you that fits the story they have already told themselves. Let them keep that version. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to keep walking with him and trust that the right people will recognize what he is building in your life at exactly the right time. He is with you as you move forward into what is next. Walk through every open door with quiet confidence, not the loud, defensive confidence that is really just fear wearing a mask, but the steady, settled confidence that comes from knowing the God of the universe is standing right beside you, that you are not navigating this alone, that you have a guide who can see what you cannot. The worries pressing on your shoulders will lift. The heaviness you have been carrying will be exchanged for something lighter. He will make that trade with you gladly. And every time you offer it, teach the children in your life to dream. Raise them in an environment where faith is alive and practical, where they see with their own eyes what it looks like to trust him with real problems, not theoretical ones, but the actual difficulties of actual life, where prayer is a real conversation, that it produces real results, not just ritual words spoken before. Meals a space where doubt is safely voiced without shame, because honesty is always welcome there. The legacy they pass down matters enormously. Future leaders, the very people who will shape tomorrow, are being formed right now in homes and families just like theirs. He can soften the hardest heart, even the one they abandoned long ago, the one locked away so long they cannot recall when it was last open. He can warm what has grown cold. He restores genuine laughter to a face that has forgotten how to smile. He places gentle words in a mouth that has known only anger for generations. He is not limited by a painful past or the habits of a lifetime. He can transform everything, not into a mere rule follower, nor a religious performance, but into the freest, most alive, most authentic version of who they were, always destined to be. Their home will be filled with his presence in a way that guests notice the moment they step inside, not because they labored to manufacture a holy atmosphere, not because they forced a feeling, but because they stayed close to him. And his presence within them has begun to overflow into their surroundings. His light will radiate from their home. Searching souls who may not even realize what they are looking for will be drawn to what is found in their home, and they will not be empty-handed when they arrive, because their own hearts have remained full of him. Beloved soul, if these words have brought peace to their hearts, strengthened their faith, or reminded them of God's love, please consider supporting this ministry through the PayPal links below. Together, this ministry can keep sharing hope and scripture with countless souls around the world. Currently, their family is going through a quiet awakening, even if it is not yet visible on the surface. And even if everything still looks unchanged, seeds planted long ago, prayers whispered years back, conversations shared in vulnerable moments, small acts of devotion that seemed insignificant back then are now ready to burst through the soil. They must not give up on those they have been praying for. Not the ones who seem furthest away, nor those whose behavior suggests they are running in the opposite direction. Their prayers are not lost. They are building up, accumulating, working their way through layers they cannot see. When the breakthrough arrives, it will be sudden and beautiful, and they will trace it back to the faithfulness of this very season. He shares his deepest truths with those who truly seek him, not the casually curious who arrive when things are comfortable and vanish when they are not, but the truly hungry. These are the ones whose faith holds steady, even when tested, who keep reaching when there is nothing to hold on to, who keep showing up when nothing seems to be happening. He sees that deep hunger in them, and he wants to pour into it, giving them more than they came seeking. He reminds his children that if these words have brought them peace, reminding them of his deep love for them, they can support this ministry through the links below. Together, they can keep sharing hope with people around the world who desperately need to hear they are not forgotten. He urges them to let his words take root in their hearts, and they should not just hear and move on as if they were pleasant but forgettable. They must carry them always, return to them reflecting in the quiet moments, letting them shape how they understand themselves and their lives, watching what grows over time. One day they will look around and realize that the old things which once had such a hold have quietly lost their grip. That change will not happen by accident. It happens because of what has been growing in them during seasons like this. A spiritual shift is coming, not just in their lives, but through them. He will use them in places never planned, in conversations never prepared for, in small moments that carry more weight than anyone in the room realizes, even when they feel unprepared, especially when lacking the perfect words or feeling completely out of their depth. That is often exactly when he shows up the strongest, because when they are aware of their own insufficiency, they lean on him. And as they lean, he can work through them in ways that are clearly not just them. They must keep their word. When they commit, they should follow through, not from fear, but from love and gratitude and a genuine sense of integrity. A person of integrity is someone he can trust with more. He wants to trust them with more. But character always comes before expansion. Character is not built in the big, dramatic moments. It is built in the small daily choices no one else sees. The choices that do not seem to matter, but actually matter very much. They should not be hard on themselves when they fall short, and they will, because they are human. And humans fall short. They must return to him quickly. No waiting until feeling sufficiently sorry. They must not make themselves suffer for a time before allowing themselves to receive forgiveness. Let them come receiving his forgiveness fully and let it be. No dragging guilt around like a heavy bag that slows their every step. When he forgives, it is complete. He doesn't keep a record. He never brings it up again. He doesn't let it color how he sees you. What's forgiven is forgiven. He wants you to walk in that freedom. He chose you not because you are the most talented, the most together, or the most impressive. Not because you had the best credentials or the most obvious potential, but because he loves you and sees who you can become. No one else has your exact mix of experiences, wounds, gifts, and unique heart. You are not interchangeable with anyone else in his plan. You are never a backup option or a second choice. You are essential to what he is doing. You are the one he chose, and he stands behind that choice completely. So delete the words that pull you down, the internal monologue that repeats your failures like a greatest hits album. No one asked for. The voice that says you are too much, or not enough, telling you that you should be further along by now, or that people would like you more if you changed. Those words are not from him. They were never from him. Replace them with what he says, letting his words be the foundation of who you believe you are, the bedrock under everything else. Because what you believe about yourself at the deepest level will determine everything. Fill yourself with his word until you feel a shift inside, until the heaviness that settled in over time begins to lift and a quiet strength begins to take its place. Be patient with this process. It doesn't happen all at once, but keep coming back. Keep filling up. The full transformation is coming. Some of it will be obvious and dramatic. Some of it will be quiet and deeply personal, known only to you and him. All of it is real. When you win, stay humble. When success comes, and it will remember that your strength was given to you. He prepared your success before you even knew you needed it. None of your achievements are purely the result of your own cleverness or effort. Keep that perspective, and success will never pull you away from him or the people around you. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself with accuracy, remembering where those good things actually come from. As a loving father and a friend, you can count on through anything. He promises he will be with you through everything. The celebrations and the heartbreaks, the seasons of abundance and the seasons of waiting, the moments of clarity when everything makes sense, and the seasons of confusion when nothing seems to add up. He has never left you, and he isn't starting now. That is not something that will ever change. You can build your entire life on that truth. Don't believe the lie that you are alone. You are never alone, not for a single second. Not in the dead of night, when the darkness closes in, nor in a crowded room where you feel completely invisible. Not during those incredibly difficult conversations, the impossible decisions, or even the seasons that seem to have no end in sight. His attention to you is constant and complete. Right now, in this very moment, you have all of it, every single bit. Every morning, he is there before you even wake, already present, already leaning close, hoping you will turn to him before the day gets loud and pulls you in 20 different directions. He is not far away, waiting for you to find him after trying everything else. He is close. He is here, wanting to connect with you, not because he needs anything from you, but because he loves you. And love always wants to be near. He urges us to resist filling every quiet moment with noise. He knows that stillness can feel uncomfortable. That silence sometimes brings up things that are easier to keep buried, that it feels easier to just keep moving, staying loud and busy. But sometimes he can only reach you in that very stillness. Sometimes what he wants to say requires quiet to hear. Make room for it. The things he wants to say to you in the silence are worth being still for. He has power over every part of your life. Not just most of it, but all of it. That situation that has been stuck so long it feels completely permanent. That relationship that seems completely, irreparably broken. The dream that feels like it died and is never coming back. The problem that has resisted every single solution you have tried. None of it is beyond his power to change, redeem, or bring back to life. There is absolutely nothing too hard for him. Let that truth land somewhere deep. There is nothing too difficult for him. The answers you have been seeking are closer than you think, arriving at exactly the right moment. Not early because you are not quite ready yet. Not late because he is never late. His timing always makes sense eventually. Even when in the midst of waiting, it feels completely inexplicable and frustrating and long. Just hold on through the waiting. What is coming is well worth the wait. The doors you pray for are opening. Perhaps not all at once, and maybe not in the way or the exact order you imagined, but they are opening. Keep praying, keep believing, keep moving forward even on days when you cannot see the next step clearly, because that is what faith actually looks like. In real life, not the polished, confident certainty we read about in stories, but the quiet, stubborn choice to keep going when you are just not sure. Every single day, he is making your faith stronger, stretching it, and testing it, and exposing it to situations that reveal what it is truly made of. Not to be cruel, not because he enjoys watching you struggle, but because strong faith is the only kind that can hold the weight of the blessings that are coming your way. A faith that has been tested and emerged through the fire is different from a faith that has never been challenged. It is unshakable. That is the kind he is building in you, and it will be worth it. Hold your head high. Stop looking down at the ground as if you are ashamed of who you are, as if you must make yourself small to avoid taking up too much space. You belong to him. The opinions of people who do not know your full story do not get to determine your posture. Jealous, dismissive, and unkind words about you actually reveal something about the person speaking them, not the truth about you. Let them pass by without catching them. His opinion of you is the only one that matters. It is formed with complete knowledge of every part of you, every moment of your life, and every thought. He declares that you are lovely, valuable, honest, chosen, and held. When criticism comes, and it will run to him, let him remind you of who you actually are. Let that reminder settle so deep that the next critical word cannot find purchase. Let it make you unshakable. You are moving into a new season. The old battles have served their purpose. Leave them where they belong in the past and step into what he has prepared for what is ahead. Let him show you a kind of knowledge, love, and peace that is real, that is not counterfeit, that does not disappoint, not the versions that the world sells which look good in the packaging and fall apart when you actually open them. The real thing, which is what you have always actually been looking for. Saying yes to him is saying yes to a different future, not a perfect one. Your life will still have hard things in it, because that is the nature of living in this world, but a future that is meaningful, that is guided by love, that is never walked entirely alone, even in the most isolated feeling moments. That is what he is offering. That is what saying yes gets you, dear child of God. Every video is created with prayer time and dedication to reach those who may be searching for encouragement and faith. By supporting this ministry through PayPal, you help keep this mission growing and touching more lives each day. God bless you abundantly, beloved child. Let his peace settle deep into your mind right now. Not a feeling that comes and goes depending on the circumstances. Not a momentary relief that fades when the next hard thing arrives, but a steady structural peace. The kind that says, he invites you to trust the one holding your future, even when the path is hidden, even when the next step remains invisible, and the very ground beneath your feet feels completely uncertain. The peace is his to give, and he is handing it to you. You are worthy. He knows a voice inside. Sometimes screams otherwise loudly, persistently, and convincingly. That voice is wrong. He created you, and he knows your worth completely. And he declares you worthy not because of what you have accomplished, or achieved, or become. Not because you have finally managed to reach a place where you actually feel worthy, but simply because of who you are to him. Because he decided before your birth that you were worth everything to him, and he has never changed his mind. He has chosen you. That choice was made with absolute complete knowledge, not based on some perfect, polished version of you on the outside while hiding all your messy, difficult parts. It was based on full knowledge of every single thing you are, everything you have done, every thought you have had, and every secret struggle you face. He saw all of it and chose you anyway. His choice, his love, and his commitment to your future stand firm. Nothing can undo it. Rest in that truth. Stop striving. Stop performing, and stop trying to earn what he has already freely given. Simply receive it. Open up the guarded part of you that constantly expects disappointment, the wounded part that always waits for the other shoe to drop, the part that struggles to believe it and is allowed to simply accept good things. Open that up and let in the love he has been offering since your very first breath. He has held you since before you were born, watching closely over every single season of your life. Every fear that became reality, every heavy wave of sadness, every confusing chapter where the story made absolutely no sense, every single moment you thought you were finished. He was there through it all, holding you together even when it felt like you were completely falling apart. Let these truths sink deep past the surface and your defenses all the way down to where the real you lives. Let them change something permanently. Just a quick note, every message like this is created with deep prayer and care, to reach those who need encouragement, who need a reminder that they are seen, loved, and never forgotten. If you would love to support this ministry, the links are down below. May God bless you for your kindness. Let these words bring you fresh hope and courage for whatever lies ahead of you. Let them drive out the nagging doubt that has been taking up far too much space in your heart for too long. The proof of his love is what he already sacrificed for you. And if he went that far, you can surely trust him with your everyday concerns, your daily worries, mundane fears, and the ordinary problems of an ordinary day. Those matter deeply to him too. Every bit of it matters to him. If these words touched you, and you know someone else needs to hear them, someone who is struggling, someone who feels alone, someone who has almost given up, please share this. Don't keep something this good to yourself. Passing it on makes you part of someone else's healing. It makes you part of what he is doing in the world. He doesn't judge you by your worst moments. He never has. When he looks at you, he doesn't see a catalog of failures and regrets. He sees his child, forgiven love full of potential, worthy of every good thing he has planned. You belong to him, and that was settled before you ever made a single mistake. Your mistakes do not get to rewrite that belonging. You don't need to hide from him. No shame is too thick. No failure is too large. Nothing you've done or left undone is so massive that it changes how he feels about you or makes him want to turn away. Go to him messy, confused, uncertain, even angry if you need to be. He can handle all of it. He has handled all of it, and he will meet you with open arms every single time. Bitterness and resentment will only hurt you. The people you are bitter toward have largely moved on with their lives. They aren't losing sleep over what they did to you, but you are. You are carrying the weight of something that happened in the past, something that cannot be changed now, and it is slowing you down, keeping you chained to a version of your life you've already lived. Give those wounds to him. Let him carry them. Let him do something with the pain that you cannot do with it on your own, and watch what happens when that weight is finally lifted. He is the God of fresh starts. He specializes in making something beautiful out of what has been burned down, something usable out of what seemed permanently broken, something hopeful out of what felt entirely hopeless. Nothing in your past is beyond his power to redeem. Nothing is so ruined that he cannot work with it. He sees your tears, everyone. He hears your prayers. Every single one reaches him, the articulate and the inarticulate ones, the faithful ones and the desperate ones, the ones prayed with confidence, and the ones gasped out in the middle of the night from a place of no strength. None of them went unheard, not one. Some he answered quickly, some he is still working on. Some he answered differently than you expected, because he could see what you could not see from where you were standing. But none of them were lost. None of them were ignored. Take a breath right now, a real one. Slow it down. Feel how close he is. Let your shoulders drop from where their shoulders have been tight, hunched high with the heavy tension of everything they carry. But they are safe, not with a fragile conditional safety that shatters when life gets chaotic, but with a deep bedrock security knowing the Creator's eye is always on them. His hand protects them, and his heart is turned fully toward them. Nothing heading their way can reach them without passing through him first, and he fears none of it. His arms hold them close right now, like a loving parent holding an exhausted child at the end of a long day. They do not need to perform. They do not have to say the perfect words, or harbor the right feelings, or show up with a perfect amount of faith. They only need to rest and allow themselves to be loved. That is enough. It is more than enough. The promises he has spoken to them are not just nice ideas that sound comforting, but rest on shaky, uncertain ground. They stand on the most solid foundation, of all built on a finished work that can never be undone. When doubt inevitably creeps in, they must return to this truth. The foundation remains unshakable, and the work is finished. Their future is secure not because of what they do to maintain it, but because of what he has already done to establish it. They are being rebuilt even now as they hear these words. Old things are gently being released. Old patterns and limiting beliefs about themselves, old ways of seeing the world that kept them small. Now, new things are taking root in their place. Growth is not always comfortable. Rebuilding is rarely a clean and painless process, but it is leading somewhere good. They must trust the one doing the rebuilding because he knows exactly what he is doing. They shouldn't worry about tomorrow. He is already there, already present in the moments they have not yet reached, already working in the circumstances that have not yet unfolded. He is already prepared for whatever tomorrow holds. Their only job is to stay faithful today, to remain present, and to trust what they know right now without needing to resolve everything that is still uncertain. The rest is in his hands. They shouldn't worry about their past. It is handled, forgiven, covered. His focus is on what lies ahead, and what is ahead is good. More than good, it is better than they have imagined, and he has prepared it longer than they know. So they can keep their eyes on the horizon. They must keep walking. They were never meant to carry their burdens alone. That was never the design. Bring them to him, laying them at his feet, releasing the things they have held so tightly that their hands ache from the grip, and letting him give them something in return. The very thing he has wanted to give them all along, real rest. He offers real rest for your tired body, and quiet for your mind, which has worked overtime for too long. He brings rest to your spirit, which needs filling instead of pouring out. He is making something beautiful out of your entire life. Not just the polished pieces, the ones you would choose to put in your highlight reel, the secret moments you would hide, the parts you are not proud of, the painful chapters, the mistakes, the unexpected detours, all of it. He is weaving it into a story worth telling, one that will one day inspire someone who is standing exactly where you once stood, needing to know that what they are going through is not the end of their story. Stay true to him, especially when it is hard, especially when faithfulness costs you something. especially when it would be easier to compromise, to cut corners, to take the path of least resistance. That is when your faith shines brightest. That is when something real is being built deep inside you. You'll never regret trusting him, not once. Every time you have looked back and seen his hand in a season that felt terrible while you were in it. Every time what looked like a detour turned out to be the route. More moments like that are coming. More revelations of his faithfulness are ahead. More occasions to look back and see how precisely he was working. His word is a light for your path, not a floodlight that illuminates everything at once, so you can see from beginning to end with no uncertainty, but a lamp that gives you just enough light for the next step. And then when you take that step enough for the one after, you don't need to see the whole road. You just need the next step. He will always give you that. Look for his fingerprints in the ordinary parts of your day. The stranger who was kind at exactly the right moment. The door that opened with no explanation. The song that played at the precise moment you needed those particular words. The help that arrived just when your own resources ran out. The conversation that answered a question you had not even spoken aloud. That is him. Quietly showing up in the ordinary moments of your ordinary day, leaving proof that he is close. Pay attention. You will find evidence everywhere. Your life connects to a story that is much larger than you. It connects to generations before you, to the faith of people who prayed things into existence that they never saw, whose prayers shaped the world you now live in. And it connects to generations after you, to people who will be shaped by your faithfulness, who will stand on what you built during seasons like this one. The seeds of faith you plant today will grow into shade for people you will never even meet. He says a single act of kindness helps his message reach someone who needs hope today. If this channel has blessed you, you can support this mission through the PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for helping spread God's love one soul at a time. He says, you do not have to be perfect for him to use you. That is not a requirement. He is not waiting for you to have everything figured out or to have resolved every inconsistency or to have reached a spiritual level that makes you feel ready. God works through imperfect people. He has always worked through imperfect people. In fact, he prefers it because when the outcome is beautiful, everyone knows it was not just human effort at work. Stop disqualifying yourself. You are the one he chose. That is no mistake. Your faith is like a seed right now. Maybe it feels tiny, barely there. Not enough to do anything major. But a seed is never nothing. With the right conditions and good soil, the right water and light, one small seed grows into something far greater than what was planted, far beyond what anyone looking at it would have predicted. Let faith be the seed. Let prayer be the water. Let his word be the sunlight. And then get ready to be genuinely amazed. It is okay if you are still healing. It is okay if parts of you still hurt. Healing is not a fast process. It does not follow a straight path. Some days feel like progress. Others feel like a setback, and some feel like neither. He is patient with all of it. He is in no hurry, and your pain is never too much for him. Your tears are not inconvenient or excessive. They are always welcome. Bring them all to him. He is not a distant judge standing apart watching for your mistakes, looking for reasons to find you lacking. He is a warm, close, loving Father who is looking for any reason to bless you, who delights in you, who celebrates every step you take toward him. Come closer. Bring him your real feelings, including the ones that do not sound very spiritual or faithful or put together. Bring him the anger, the doubt, and the fear, and the exhaustion. He loves your honesty. What he cannot work with is the performance, the pretending everything is fine when it is not. Come to him as you actually are. He can work with that. A quick word, even one small act of kindness helps this message reach someone who really needs hope today. Someone on the edge who just needs to hear that they are not alone. If this channel has blessed you, the support links are below. Thank you for helping share this love. Let today be the start of something new. You do not need a new year or a new city or new circumstances or a fresh start with no connection to the past. You can begin again right now, right in the middle of where you are with everything unresolved. Hand your fears to him and watch them fade in his presence. Maybe not all at once, but they will fade. Dream again. Give yourself permission. Real permission, not just theoretical. Permission to hope again, to want things for your life, to let your imagination run freely toward the future instead of away from the past. His plans for you are massive. They are, not timid, cautious, or limited by what seems realistic. His plans bring hope and possibility, making today's struggles look incredibly small. By comparison, he invites you to come and sit with him, without rushing, not squeezed between other things, not a quick checklist before your day begins, but genuinely with time set aside and an open heart. Talk to him, then be still enough to listen. He has specific things to say to you, things that are just for you, about your situation, about what is coming, things that will change how you see yourself and your life. But he needs you to be still long enough to hear them. He loves you. In case you have not fully received that yet, in case it has landed on the surface but not gone all the way down, let him say it again. He loves you, deeply, completely, and permanently. Not despite what you have been through, not despite who you have been, not despite his full knowledge of every part of you that you would hide if you could, simply because of who you are, because you are his, and you have always been his. You are never alone, never. Not in any moment, no matter what that moment feels like. That is his promise, and he will not break it. He has never broken a promise. Wherever you go, whatever happens, however dark it gets, he is there, fully present, completely available, holding on to you even when you cannot hold on to anything. If you believe he is your Heavenly Father, like this video and write a heartfelt amen below, and subscribe and turn on notifications so nothing meant for you ever passes by without reaching you. He wants everything to go well for you. That is not a conditional statement with fine print. He is clearing paths even where they look completely blocked, completely impassable, completely beyond any reasonable hope of opening. The people who spoke against you, who told you that you would never amount to anything, who predicted your failure and seemed almost to want it, they will see what he does in your life, and they will not have a clean explanation for it. Because what he does in the life of someone who trusts him speaks for itself. He has already gone ahead of you and prepared every step of the path. He can handle whatever is coming toward. He is with you, so do not fear what lies ahead. Do not let worries of tomorrow steal your peace today. He has already walked the path you are about to take and made it safe for you. Everything he does is for your ultimate good. Even those things that are so hard to understand, even the situations that feel so wrong right now, even the painful seasons you would never have chosen, and the difficult roads you would never have taken. He sees the whole picture from start to finish, and is working everything together for your benefit. Trust the truth, even when you cannot see how, especially in those moments of doubt. Let these words sink deep into your heart, not as temporary comfort, but as steady pillars to lean on when your world feels shaken. When darkness closes in and nothing makes sense. His promise is your light. His love is real. His presence is constant, and your future is secure. The absolute best the future truly worth, waiting for, is still ahead of you. You were never meant to remain trapped in your deepest pain forever, nor in those old stories, not in old wounds, nor in the fragile version of yourself that grew out of those heavy seasons and struggles to live without that pain. Go to him and let him carry it. Let him restore what you believed was lost, forever true joy. Not the fragile kind that relies on perfect circumstances to survive, but a deep joy that anchors you even through the darkest days, rooted in an unchanging truth that remains constant despite shifting feelings. Speak to him openly about every worry, every fear, and every dream that you were too afraid to speak aloud because it felt too big, too unlikely, or simply too much to ask. Every prayer you almost gave up on because you doubted it was worth praying. Bring him all of it. It brings him immense joy whenever you seek him, no matter your current state. He never tires of hearing your voice, is never too busy, and never wishes you had chosen a better moment. He forgives you. Whatever heavy guilt you still carry, whatever mistakes you revisit even after believing you had finally put them to rest, whatever wakes you at 3 a.m, whispering that you are not truly forgiven. He forgives you fully and completely, without conditions or expiration dates. You are clean. You are made new, fully free. Stop punishing yourself for things his grace has already covered. Walk away from guilt into the freedom that has belonged to you all along. You are cherished deeply. Carry this truth wherever you go, into hard conversations in those uncertain days, especially when you feel your smallest. The creator of everything, every mountain, every ocean, and every star knows your name and your story. He is actively, presently working in your life. Nothing about you has gone unnoticed by him. Not one thing. And the very best, the actual best, not a consolation prize, but the real thing is still ahead of you, he promises. And he does not break promises. To his dear child, before you go, he wants to leave you with something simple enough to hold in one hand and carry everywhere. You are loved. Not because you are perfect, not because you perform well this season, not because you did enough or believed enough or prayed enough, simply because you are you, and you belong to him. No matter what happened yesterday, no matter what tomorrow looks like, you are held safely in his hands today. And that is not going to change. So rest easy now. Breathe out the worry. Let your shoulders soften. Let the tight places loosen. You do not have to carry it all by yourself anymore. You never had to. He is carrying it with you. And he is strong enough to hold what you cannot. Go gently into the rest of your day, his child, knowing beyond any doubt that you are seen. You are known. You are cherished. And you are never not for a single moment. Not in any circumstance. Not in any darkness. Ever alone.